Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and I have the last video of my Snow What Snow series. I'm going to be using the page maps from April of 2015. This is going to be a single page layout, and I am only going to be using one photo, but I am going to be using a 4x6 card as well. So I do kind of follow the sketch. I just make it a little bit bigger. Because this is a single page layout and it has me in it and I'm no longer with Kevin, I was like, I'm gonna pink it up as much as possible, which I don't get to do a lot, having boys and scrapbooking, mainly boys. But I really love the way that this layout came together. I did decide to use that really busy pattern paper as a background, and it's covered up quite a bit, so you don't see a whole lot of it, which I think is the best thing to do when you have some busy patterns. I cut the pink paper with the white snowflakes and then the polka dotted paper, and I'm really just following the sketch, trying to make sure that these, kind of pieces are together. I did want to use one of the cards on the back, that yellow card. I wanted to back my photo with it, so I went ahead and cut the polka dot paper out on another section so that I could use that yellow piece as a background piece. Once I get the yellow piece down, I do go ahead and look for the 4x6 card. I was going to use the Baby It's Cold Outside as my title, but because I used the polka dotted paper in the back, I felt like those polka dots would get lost. And I really liked this Snow Much Fun Together. It had a girl and the boy. I was on the left and the boy is on the right, so it kind of mimicked the photo as well. So I go ahead and add that down as the other picture that the sketch calls for. I'm going to go ahead and use this really pretty blue, but it is really dark, and so I can only use it in moderation, because if not, it will be very, very blue. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of the pieces down, just using my T-square ruler to make sure everything is straight. And I really liked this darker snow paper because there's really a lot of bright colors in it, but that dark navy color just makes it stand out so much. And I love the way that it looks right next to that striped paper. I needed to make sure that everything was straight, so I was using the back of my paper as well as the T-square ruler to make sure that I adhered those down straight. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my photos down. I thought about adding them down straight, but then I was like, no, I want a little movement to this, so I decided to add each one of them on a slight tilt. I was going through the embellishment pieces of everything else because this was very last layout that I was using, and none of it worked. So I don't have any embellishments for this particular collection. I got this at the expo. It was just collections, like single pieces of paper that were in a bin, and I love the collection so much, but I don't have any embellishment pieces. So I had to fussy cut, which is the bane of my existence. I hate fussy cutting, but luckily I didn't have to fussy cut a lot, and what I decided to use was lots of hearts as well. So I got out my heart punch and found some of the pattern paper that I thought would work. Some of them were from the cards, some of them are from the pattern papers and things like that, but I'm just really trying to use up any scraps to make it work. And I do obviously cut out a lot more hearts than I am going to end up using on this particular layout, but it's better to have more than not enough. So here is all of my fussy cutting that I'm going to do. So I really wanted to use this big penguin over to the left-hand side. I didn't want to call a lot of attention to him, so I just went ahead and made sure that he was flat to the layout. I didn't pop him up or anything. And then at the top there, I'm going to add a fussy cut house as well as a fussy cut igloo, and both of those come from either cards or the actual background paper of this particular layout as well. I added a fussy cut tree. That was probably the worst thing to cut out because it was so little. I added one to each side of the house and the igloo. And then these little tiny mittens, I'm going to go ahead and add them right down to the bottom. I do put one down flat and the other one I put up on fun foam just to give it a little bit of dimension. Then I started to add the hearts, and I thought that the heart coming out of the chimney was so cute. I thought it would be super cute if I had 3 hearts getting smaller each time, so it looked like the smoke had come out and it was fading away. So I did use a smaller tiny heart up there at the very top. And then I'm going to use this card here. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. I haven't done the journaling on this just yet. It's one of those layouts that I'm going to need to really think about what I'm going to add to it. I did pull out my enamel dots, and I was looking for the right color pink, so I pulled out 2 of these hearts in the pink, and then I decided to just go with some crystals so I didn't have to worry about matching. And since I had my color boxes out, I also have one that has wood veneer, and I was like, oh, maybe I could add some wood veneer to this to give it a little bit more dimension as well. So I added 2 pieces of wood veneer, one down at the bottom next to the gloves, and then one at the top next to the tree. And then that is my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I love making sure that all of the photos are done for a particular vacation. So I will come back one more time with you guys and show you all of the layouts put together in the album so you can see what it looks like. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.